today I'm going to share a flip through of this Moleskine sketchbook that I started in November and finished a couple of weeks ago. I've not quite finished all the pages, but it's getting quite hard to work in, and I'm just sort of over working in it now, so I've decided to end it and film this flip through. So let's open her up. These were just some ink drawings. I think I did that on the first, that on the second. I love painting lions and have used them quite a lot in my work as sort of a symbol for protection and courage. This is a spread I made about when my partner and I went to Oxford for the day and we saw some wonderful art and ate some delicious Korean food. We went to the Ashmolean. And this was inspired by some of the art that I saw. I was really interested by the Venus of Waldorf and the little statues of totems from many years ago. I actually now have a crystal of Venus of Waldorf, which I'll show you here, which is made of opalite, and I am obsessed with it. And then this was just the colours that I'd used, sort of filling that out to the next side. Just some playing around. This is based off of the Moleskine, the two-tailed siren. Again, going back to that sort of archetypal, more ancient work. This is really nice and shiny. I used lots of metallic ink in this spread. Just playing around. This was made with Micron ink pen, and this is with a Stabilo watercolour pencil. This I made after I went to the British Museum for the day, and again these are just sort of studies of some of the statues. This I then went on to do a painting of in quite a different style, but with the same kind of composition. These are some life drawing studies. More life drawing. This was done with charcoal and I haven't sealed the page. This was done whilst I was binge watching Tokyo Ghoul, that sort of emo Japanesey style. And this I painted for a friend. This was just playing around with ideas. This is collage papers, gesso, some bronze ink, and then this figure on top. This became a painting, this did not. So how I've used this is pretty much just like a sketchbook slash art journal, just kind of playing around with ideas, testing different media, and the pages do hold up quite well for that actually. This was testing my new gelatos, the one and only time I've used them. This I did whilst I was watching Crimson Peak. It was a study of some of the costumes and a random box. And I remember I finished this on my flight to New York. And here we've got some studies of people of New York. This dude was on the subway and he had loads of tattoos. He looked really cool. I hate this page. It's yeah, I just don't like how it turned out, but that's fine. That's the point of a sketchbook. Playing with my new gouache that I got from America and trying to think of puns for Christmas cards. This I did at about 4 in the morning when I had awful jet lag and couldn't sleep, and you can see it's sort of a self-portrait. She looks very sad. Ideas for Christmas cards, and I actually made this painting that I gifted to my mum for Christmas. Testing out my new Jane Davenport watercolours, and this was made with the watercolours. They're very nice, I haven't used them enough actually. Nice pigment and high quality, and they come in a really cute little travel tin. This was blind drawing, just drawing with my eyes closed. These are a couple of postcards I got in New York, which I painted the page black with black gesso and then gold acrylic, and of course the pages stuck together and tore, but that's fine. And then this was more journaling about New York and just sort of a list of all the places I went to, and I marked them off on this old map of New York and a couple of business cards. And I saw this bird at the botanical gardens, a red cardinal, which is why I included that. This was done with my Stabilo All pencil, which I actually have here if you want to see it. This is one of my favourite pencils to use because the smoky effect you get from it's beautiful, it's water soluble, and it's nice and creamy. It's very fun to work with. And this was a painting of a statue in the graveyard that I saw in New York. This was going to be a solstice painting, which I never actually did because I ran out of time. And then I took some pictures of my bunnies and I thought they just looked really cute, so I was just working on different bunny shapes and compositions. This I remember I did on Christmas Eve. It's a paint over collage. It's got quite a lot of nice texture to it and layers. I was really happy with how this turned out. This I did whilst I was off work for Christmas. I had about 2 weeks off, which was great, and just playing around in here. This was my first art of the year, and just a nice quote by Rumi, and playing with my gouache and the Jane Davenport watercolours. This is just an unfinished page. This was from an online art retreat I took part in, and one of the lessons is called Embracing Ease, and it was an intuitive collage, and I've actually gone on to make lots more collages like this. I love this style, just going through a magazine and pulling out pictures that resonate with you, sticking them down, not really thinking about it, and it's really meditative and therapeutic. This was another lesson by Dr. Mary Pritchard, and it was looking at the wheel of the year. Another lesson, this was from the Woman Unleashed online retreat, which I'll put a link to below. It happens every year, twice a year, summer and winter solstice, and yeah, it's amazing. Loads of really cool lessons about creativity and tutorials and workshops. This was about knowing your own self-worth, and it was just a really lovely, fun hour spent playing in my sketchbook. Another intuitive collage. This was practicing different horse shapes for more folk arty style, and that one actually was my favourite one in the end. And this is more recent. I stopped working in this for a while because I was working more in my art journals, and I think that's sort of when I got bored with it as well. So these are just drawings I made when I was travelling in the Netherlands a couple of weeks ago. I remember I did that on the plane. And the idea was to make these into clay and make wall hangings, so I think I might still do that. I really like how that bear turned out. More just playing around. And then some swatches of some more gouache that I got. And that's it. These are sketches for a painting I did. I went with that one in the end. And this is a colour test. And then you can see it's more or less the end of the book. And yeah, that's that. So I hope you enjoyed this sketchbook tour. I'm not sure I'll be working in a Moleskine again for a while because they have so many pages, it takes absolutely forever to fill them up, which can get a bit disheartening. So I'm really enjoying making my own journals lately, and I think I'll stick with that for now. The paper's good, it sticks up to wet media okay. This is the art sketchbook Plus I think it's called, so the pages are thicker. Yeah, thank you very much. If you enjoyed this, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you like. Bye!